Hey friends, welcome back. This is my second video. Yes, your girl's on a roll. Again, this is Dari's diary, so I talk about whatever I feel is on my heart at the time, whatever I would normally write down in a diary, I'm gonna share with y'all because y'all are my diary. So with that being said, oh, also, side note, my birthday is Monday, whoop whoop, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I normally have a whole plan. I normally have everything planned out, but I think this year is gonna be a little different. I think I just really wanna chill and relax and be with my family. So we'll see, but I'll let y'all know if anything changes. So as I was thinking, I was like, what is something that I've struggled with before? And so what came back to my mind was trust, right? Because I've had bouts of struggles with trusting people, which I'm sure everybody has, right? Because somebody along the line in your life has done something to make you doubt people. But what do you do when the person that you don't trust the most is yourself? And I got to thinking, I realized in the past, well, I realized this a while ago, but now I'm just now sharing it, but that one of the people that I had the hardest time trusting was me. And so in some areas, I realized I lacked confidence and I don't know, the biggest area, of course, is weight loss and getting healthy. So, over the course of, I'll say, maybe a year or two, I have gained about 30 to 45 pounds or whatever. And I would tell myself, oh, I'm gonna try this diet, or I'm gonna work out, or I'm gonna cut back here, or I'm gonna make small changes. But then the second something came, I don't know, I'll go to an event or go out to eat with somebody or just be in the afternoon and I don't feel like it anymore, I would change my mind and I would go get whatever it is that I said I wouldn't get. Now, the first time when the thought came, I would try to fight it, right? But then after that, it's whatever, I'll just go and I'll start over tomorrow. So I'll go get whatever I get, I eat it, and then I'll be like, oh, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Whatever the case may be, I'll just start over tomorrow. So tomorrow comes. And then that same urge comes up, and yet again, here comes the thought, here comes the process, and I go and I do whatever, and I repeat the cycle, right? So saying all that to say, I realized I am the person that I am the hardest to be honest to. When it comes to anybody else, if they ask me to do it and I say I'm gonna do it, I do it. I stick to my word. I say I'm gonna do it, I do it for them. But when it came to sticking to what I said I was gonna do for me, I don't do it. And then I was like, okay, why do I do this? Why is it so hard for me to trust what I'm gonna say to me? And it's because I've lied to myself so much. It had become easy to lie to myself and not keep my word to myself, because at certain points I valued other people and what I was doing for them more than I valued me and what I was doing for or to me. So it just became this thing, this underlying recurring cycle of make a promise to myself, break a promise to myself. And I'm not even mad that I broke the promise anymore, because I knew I was going to break it. Because at the end of the day, I don't have trust in what I say. My word doesn't hold weight when it comes to me. And that's a bad place to be in, because if I can't do what I need to do for me, how can I do what I need to do for anybody else? Like the word says, you have to love others as you love yourself. Well, if I don't even know how to love me correct, how can I love you the way you need to be loved when I can't even love me that way? And so just has anybody ever experienced that, where you tell yourself something and then moments later, days later, you break it, and then your confidence in that area is shot? You don't believe you anymore. You don't believe that you can achieve or you can do whatever it is that you're telling yourself. And it's that's a lie. We can accomplish what needs to be accomplished. And so once I realized that, I was like, wow, okay, why do I do this? Why, God? Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I self-sabotaging? Is it a lack of love for myself? And for me, I realized that it's not a lack of love for myself. I love me, but I don't love me enough to be honest with myself. I don't love me enough to keep my word to myself. And so that's where the battle begun. I had to start putting things in practice to try to change and that's still a work in progress. Like, being confident enough to say that this morning, I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk 10, 15 minutes and getting up to do it despite how you feel. That's keeping your word to yourself. And the more you keep your word to yourself, the more you'll have confidence in what you're doing. The more you have confidence in what you're doing, the more you'll feel like you can accomplish whatever it is you set out to accomplish. Because I feel like that's where doubt and fear in ourselves comes from. It comes from the thought or the premise that we say something and we break the trust within ourselves. So every day when we look in the mirror at the person staring back at us, we don't believe anything that's about to come out of this person's mouth. That's horrible, right? That's crazy. Like, could you imagine being married to somebody and every day you talk to them, they say something and you're like, I don't believe you. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. That's what some of us do with our own selves. And that's crazy. That's mind blowing. And it doesn't have to be that way. And the way to change that is to take little steps, do little things. Because I realize another part of it is we try to do everything at once. We try to take these big, huge things and do everything. No, slow down. Take one thing, start with something small and be consistent in the small. Keep your word in the small things to yourself. And then watch how it snowballs into the bigger things, into other areas, because you built up your confidence. You see that, oh, I really can do this. I really can walk 10 to 15 minutes a day, and that's no issue. I really can be intentional about, I don't know, if it's self-love, if it's self-care. Like, I can be intentional about going to get my hair done every 2 weeks or every month or whatever the case may be. Whatever that thing is that you're telling yourself that you can't do and that you don't believe that you can because you haven't. It's okay. Wipe the past away. Let's start over fresh today. What are we going to do? What are we going to tell ourselves? How are we going to build our confidence so that because trust is gained. It's gained and it's earned. It's just not given. And that applies to you too. So you have to gain it. You have to build that up. And how do you do it? By taking small steps, taking accountability for those little fails, and being honest with yourself then. Apologize to yourself and be kind to yourself and see what happens in that process. So I'm just saying, and a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm a failure. I can't do it. But you're not a failure. I feel like anytime you realize that there's an issue and you identify the issue, that's step number one. You've already began to win. No, continue to take the steps so that you can continue to win, so that you can beat whatever it is that you need to beat. It's all about mindset change. And once we begin to change our minds, that's when everything else falls into place. So you can begin to trust you. But part of trusting you is also trusting God. And trusting God and knowing that He has put in you what you need in you to succeed and that you deserve to succeed. So this is it for today. So hopefully next time I see y'all, it'll be my birthday and y'all can tell me happy birthday. So please like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know about any struggles that you dealt with. Let me know about anything that you want to talk about. Give me feedback on this. Am I alone in this? Am I the only one who's ever had issues trusting myself? Let me know. All right. Bye, y'all.